Okay, guys, we're going to talk about generating $1 million leads. Yes, I said it, $1 million leads. Listen, if we're not in this business to make millions, then we need to get out of this business because there's way too much stress, pressure, headaches, moving pieces in the air. You either need to be a successful contractor and in this business to make millions. Otherwise, go get a job somewhere else. You'll make the same amount of money with a lot less headache and a better quality of life. First off, are $1 million leads even out there? They're everywhere. There's tons of construction that's occurring in every county and town in the nation. And I'm going to help you guys today hone in on how you develop those leads from scratch. Let's start with the first one. All ALP contractors, those are my consulting clients, they all know that every customer has to be onboarded. Part of the onboarding package is that the customer must give you a referral before you start work. In typical business and sales, you get referrals at the end of the job. In contracting, that does not work because no matter how great of a job you do, if you're working in a private arena, the end of the job is always kind of weird. You kind of fought a little bit during the project was delayed, there was change orders they didn't want to pay for, they were late on payment, and it has a tendency to get adversarial. This is the truth. You've got to ask for a referral up front, kind of when everybody's excited, they're elated to get the work done, they're happy to be going with you. That is when you ask for the referral because people know people. That's going to be the key throughout everything we're talking about today. People know people. Leads are generated by activity, and I'm going to get into that a little bit deeper in this video. But number one, when you onboard your customer, make sure on the onboarding kit, there is a section that says, who else do you know that can benefit from our services? And they must fill it out before you mobilize to the site. Make them give you a name and a number. Number two, there's no way around it. You've got to shoot content. But listen to me very clearly. Nobody really cares about the content of the construction process. This is what all contractors are doing. They're shooting cool videos with a drone, showing them prosecuting work, and customers don't necessarily care about that. You have a license, you have a couple of those videos, that's pretty good, but they care about themselves. They don't care about the other people and the other projects that you're working on. They much rather get to know you better than the fact that you know how to pour concrete. The thing with shooting content is not that it's necessarily a lead generator, but it buttresses and reinforces all the other lead activity that you are creating as we move forward down this list. Because when they look you up online, they will see an online repository of you and your altitude and your expertise and how you run your company and how you treat your people, and testimonials from other clients. And then you could pepper in a few videos of the actual construction process. But believe it or not, that is less meaningful than them getting to know who you are as a business person, because they need to believe that you can deliver on all the obligations and promises that you're making to them. There is no way around it. You've got to shoot content. Don't view the content as a lead generator. And this is where most contractors give up. They post videos. They're not getting leads from it. They're only getting 8, 16, 20 views. That doesn't matter. In my experience, the people that reach out to me that want to do business with me are the ones who are ghost social. These are the people that didn't comment. They didn't like. I had no idea they were watching, but they were watching. And those are the ones that come out and reach out to you after I've touched them through some other means of communication. Shooting content should be to create a library, an online repository of your altitude and your expertise and setting you up as an authority figure, not necessarily as a lead generator, but more of a lead reinforcer. Number 3, you can't get away from SEO and ads. You've got to outsource that. And in ALP, we have the absolute best team that does that, SEO and pay-per-click. In fact, one of our customers has done $12 million just on his pay-per-click. We've got that dialed in. There's no way around that. And that's something that I call non-responsibility marketing. Because you have responsibility marketing, stuff that you can control, that you're responsible for, and then you have stuff that other people are responsible for, like SEO and ads and billboards and flyers. You're using third parties to help you get the message out. That has to be done. Number 4, you've got to identify a niche that you're going after. Let's say that you do commercial franchises, commercial fit outs. Now, if you want to break into commercial construction, this is a great gateway, an entryway into breaking into commercial construction. Because if you work with corporate franchises and you get on the preferred bidders list in the area that you perform work, there's an actual person in corporate that you can reach out to, that you can follow up with, that you can make a phone call to, that you can send emails to. Leave it up to the corporation to go out there and sell franchises. You don't have to do that. When they sell a franchise, they're going to have a franchisee who needs a fit out, who needs construction done. And if you're the preferred vendor, preferred contractor in the area, you're going to get the first bite at that apple. It's a great gateway into commercial contracting because there is a person on the other side that you can build a rapport with, cultivate a relationship with, and be the preferred contractor. Number 5, you've got to get involved in the economic zone, economic development zones, etc., that might be in your county or in your state. I've got a lot of work from that. In fact, just anecdotally, being a part of the economic zone and sponsoring their golf outings and knowing the people in power there and getting to know them had rendered us a lot of work in solar development and solar farms. We've met a lot of developers that way, introduced ourselves, cultivate a relationship with them, and hundreds of millions of dollars of large-scale solar came from those efforts. See, people know people, and people in power know what projects are about to go. And they need to know you. If people don't know you, they can't do business with you. This is where you as a CEO and you as a construction executive need to spend your time in cold outreach. Economic zone is fantastic. If you're a minority and you can get a minority business certification, that's even better. Number 6, you need to reach out to your personal network. People know people. If you're afraid of speaking to people that you know, then speak to strangers. Because I know that people you know sometimes are going to be the last people that want to recommend you and do business with you. But you still have to work your personal network. You've got to go out there, shake hands, kiss babies, go to the golf outings, sponsor the holes, go to the dinners. You've got to donate to the charities. You have to be there. People need to know that you're a pillar in the community, that you are there, that you represent yourself at the highest level, that you represent yourself as a true professional. And you will cultivate relationships from there, and you will build your lead source. One of the biggest problems that I see with contractors is they focus too much on the non-responsibility marketing, meaning they focus way too much on SEO and pay-per-click, and they focus on third parties getting the message out for them, where people want to connect with you. You've got to have all of these things firing. You've got to be onboarding new clients and asking for referrals in the beginning. You've got to be shooting content because the content is what's going to dial all these other activities in later when they get in their car and they look on the phone and they look you up and they see that you're an authority figure. When you identify the niche that you're in, okay, you can put ads to that, but nothing's better than picking up the phone and making a call. That's why in my previous video, I talked about 3 underrated skills of contractors: selling, closing, and negotiating. And as a multi-billion-dollar contractor, I'm telling you, I'm a salesman. And it all comes down to cultivating a relationship, making a cold contact, setting up an appointment to make a presentation, closing, and negotiating a deal. Working your personal network and working the people that are in power, in hub zones and economic development zones. You have to find a niche, and you need to speak to those people. There is no way around it. There's no magic bullet. You've got to get out there and make waves. When you do that and you have a repository of content online and people can see you everywhere, that those videos and that content will reinforce all of the work that you're doing. Because you can only spend so much time with somebody. But if you had hundreds of videos out there, they could spend hours devouring your content. And you will hit the Dunbar level. The Dunbar level says that someone needs to spend at least 7 hours with you to get comfortable enough to potentially make a decision to go with you. Well, I don't have 7 hours that I could spend with somebody. Okay, but there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year that somebody can devour my content and get to know me very quickly. Reach the Dunbar point and reach out to me where I can get involved and then close the deal. Okay, so take these 5. Onboarding. This is huge. Get a referral in the beginning of the job. Shoot content. Make sure you have a lot of content out there about you, about your business, about you as an authority. Make sure that you're dialing in your SEO, your pay-per-click, use billboards, do flyers. You need to be everywhere. Identify your niche, especially corporately if you're going after private work, because there's a person on the other end of that line, an email address that you can contact and cultivate a relationship with. Remember, the people in power matter. So the economic zone, hub zone, whatever kind of programs that are active in your state, in your county, in your town for economic development and construction, they need to know that you exist and work your personal network. There's no way around it. I promise if you do all these things and you, most importantly, stay consistent, you will have a pipeline where then you can sell, close, and negotiate in a professional manner, keep your margins, and make your money. Okay, now, for you public contractors that are out there, this applies to you. The public world is mainly the world that I come from. Public, low bid, rip 'em and read 'em. Obviously, Construct Connect or whatever aggregator takes all the public jobs that are out there that you can bid. That's obviously something you need to be scouring every day, having a bid calendar and making sure that you're bidding those jobs, especially if you have a bonding capacity. But for those who don't have a bonding capacity, what I just told you is a prescription, not a recommendation. See you on the next one.